Hi, I'm John Pullman, professional boxing trainer, owner of Pullman's Gym in Northridge, California, and this is Pullmanomics.
Stan Ward on the attack.
Ward, he can lash out and be very, very dangerous.
Solid right hand from Ward.
The late great Coach Stan Ward also once said, "Son, if you could do something forward, you got to be able to do it backward as well." So myself, I always took that as being versatile. You got to be versatile, especially in boxing. So like we showed you in the first part of blocking punches, we showed you a right-handed stance, blocking punches from a left-hander and a right-hander. So in this episode of blocking basic punches, we're going to show you a left-handed stance, blocking punches from a right-hander and a left-hander. So like I told you, you left-handers, I didn't forget about you. Blocking the jab from a left-handed stance. So here we have Josh Zuniga, SBD. He's in a good left-handed boxing stance, his true stance, right? So, and I'm going to be in a right-handed stance. And what we're going to do here is he's going to use his lead hand to block the jab of a right-hander. That's typically how you want to do it, right? So he's going to catch it almost like with an open hand, about as open as you can make it in a boxing glove. You're going to aim with the palm, but you're not going to reach too far. You're just going to kind of stop it or deflect it right in his tracks. So I'm going to jab at Josh. I'm right hand with my lead hand. Bang, he just stops it in his tracks. Bang, and his arm is strong enough where it's not budging, right? He's meeting me at the right time, about timing. Boom, stop me before I reach a good power point too. Bang, good. Another good trick is he uses his back foot to create a little space as well. Bang, right, if I step to him, he'll step back. Bang, right there, good. Bang, good. His other hand stays right there. And you can see his left hand doesn't fall down, it stays high. Bang, so his hand is over my hand. That's a good note too. Bang, good. So that's how you block a right-hander's jab and a left-handed stance. Okay, so now we're going to talk about blocking the straight right hand while in a left-handed boxing stance. So we're going to have Josh again, good solid left-handed stance. I'm going to shoot a straight right hand right at him, and what he's going to do is he's going to use his backhand now, and he's going to kind of turn with it, making me hit the backside of his hand here. And again, he's going to make sure it's not too flimsy, it's just strong at the right time, and stopping it in his track so he doesn't hit himself too hard, right? And he kind of turns with it to take some steam off it as well. Right hand, bang, stops it, good. Again, bang, right, good, that's ideal. He's still got his eyes on me, he's turning his left foot, he's contorting his body so he always keeps a good position. He does whatever he needs to do with his feet to turn to get himself in a good position as well, right? Good. Bang, right, perfect. Other hand stays up, good. Bang, right, good. And if you don't have an opponent to throw punches at you, watch, you can just block it right there. Bang, he just envisions it, gets in a mirror, looks at himself, bang. Right, so you do the best you can. If you have somebody to help kind of throw punches at you, that's great. If not, you can practice on your own in the mirror. Whatever you got to do to make yourself better. Okay, so now we're going to talk about blocking the left hook from a right-hander in a left-handed stance. So here we have Josh again, good left-handed stance. When you block this punch, again, there's two ways that we're going to go over doing this. One is you're going to kind of sit into the punch, which he's going to do first. So he's going to pull both his hands up close to him when the hook comes, and he's going to kind of shift his body towards the punch, meeting it with a good strong frame right here, right? So you're relaxed before the punch comes, right? You know, not holding too much tension. It's an art to be able to, boom, tense up at the right time. You can't walk around tense all the time. It's very draining. So your hands are in good position. I call it like a relaxed focus. You're ready, but you're not tense. And you tense up at the right time. Boom, she shuts it down, kind of smothers it a little. I throw the hook, shuts it down right there. Again, he shifts into it, meets it, smothers it, takes some of the steam off it. Look at his legs, it's all in the legs too. He turns his left foot almost like he's throwing a left hand, but he's shifting his body in that right position. Puts him in a position to do a lot of good things from here for him. Now he's gonna, the other way of blocking it, which is a good way to go over, is he's gonna ride with it. He's gonna take the power off it going away from it. So I throw the hook, he's going to ride with it, boom, kind of gives me his shoulder, sits on his back leg, his chin is down, his hands are up, he got me in his peripheral vision, right? You can still see my lower half of my body, probably my abdomen as well. His right foot's turned almost like he threw a hook. Again. So yeah, I'm getting his shoulder, which is really good. Again. Good. Again. Good. Hands are in good position. Still got his eyes on me. Look at his weight. Really good balance. So that's effectively blocking the left hook from a right-hander. So, left-handed stance, right-hander, coming after him. I'm going to throw a 1-2 hook at him. And using some of the basic blocks we went over, it'll probably look something like this some of the time, right? Catch, catch, catch. Good. Catches the jab, catches the right hand, catches the hook. Make sure you get that with the back of your hand. Pop, pop, pop. Right there. Good. Keeps his balance. Got some weight on the back leg to start, right? Catch, catch, catch. Right there. Perfect. So he's shifting his body, riding the punches just so. Pop, pop, pop. Good. Right there. Pop, pop, pop. Good. So again, you can practice these moves on your own. If you don't have an opponent to throw punches at you, that's okay. Get in the mirror and practice shifting your body, envisioning the shots. We do whatever we can to do the best we can. So now Josh is in his left-handed stance like normal, and I'm going to be in a left-handed stance as well. And we're going to talk about blocking a jab from a left-hander, right? So if I throw a jab at Josh, at his face, he's going to use his backhand now, as opposed to his front hand, to stop the jab in his tracks. Left-hander for left-hander, use the backhand to block the jab. Reason being, if he uses his front hand to block this jab, what happens here is he opens himself up for a straight left hand. His face is too close right there. Again, there's a time and place for everything. I'm not saying it never worked for anybody, but as a general rule, it's a lot safer to block your the left-hander's jab with your backhand as a left-hander, right? So again, he's going to use his palm, boom, pars it, kind of stops it in his tracks. Not reaching too far, because then you open yourself up for a hook easier. But he's going to kind of stop it right about there, right? So I'm going to throw a jab at him. Bang! Good, stops it right there. He keeps himself in a good position. See, his balance is good to do other moves after as well. Bang! Good, stops it right there. Got his eyes on me, good. Both hands, his other hand's not moving. He's not flinching. He's not dropping it too low. Bang! Just stops it right in his tracks with his palm. Bang! Right there, good. Another good note is you can step back with his back foot as well to create a little more space and room for air as well. Bang! Right. Again. Bang! Good. He stops it and he's creating distance just in case. Bang! Nice move to do early on in a fight, you know, when you don't have the guy's timing all the way down. Create some space. Bang! Boom. Stop it in his tracks. Bang! Good. So that's a great block to a jab. Left-hander for left-hander. Okay. Josh in the left-handed stance. We're going to talk about blocking the left hand from a left-hander now. So he's in a good boxing stance. And what he's going to want to do, if I throw a straight left hand at him from a left-handed stance, he's going to want to use his front hand now. Boom, he's going to turn it, try to get it with his back side of his hand, and he's going to make a fist at the right time. Other hand's going to stay up, and he's going to turn his body a little bit. It takes the steam off the punch as well, while still trying to keep me in his peripheral vision. You don't want to you really, ideally don't want to take your eyes all the way off your opponent. It's going to happen sometimes, but as best you can, you at least want to keep him in your peripheral vision like this. I don't want to look totally away. Right? So I'm going to shoot a straight left hand slowly. Boom. Good. He turns himself. He got his weight shifted to the back leg. He turns his front foot a little bit, almost like he threw a hook with his lead hand. This puts him in great position to do other things after as well. Good balance. That's why you always want to keep a good balance. Bang. Stops the shot. Good. Both hands are up just in case. Right. Because you might think the person's throwing a straight left hand, and you might turn like to block straight left hand. You might throw another shot. So you got to have both hands up just in case, right? Good. Safety net. Bang. Like Coach Stan said, hands up will save you. Bang. Good. So that's blocking the straight left hand, left-hander for left-hander. Now we're going to talk about blocking the right hook, left-hander for left-hander. So we have Josh in a good, solid left-handed stance like normal. Right. Hands are in good position. When he blocks the hook, there's going to be two ways that we're going to go talk about blocking this hook. The first one, he's going to kind of sit into the punch, right? Kind of meet it a little bit before it gets to its strongest point, right? So the hook's going to come wide. He's going to lean his weight into it a little bit, tighten up his left hand at the right time. Actually, tighten up both hands just in case. And sit into a shot right there. Puts him in a good position for other moves as well. Bang. His other hand stays up just in case, right? He might think the hook's coming. Really, the left hand, he got them both up just in case, right? Safety net. Bang. Got the ball in his back foot. Right? Bang. Right. Beautiful. Bang. smothers the power off it a little bit as well. One more, sit into it. Bang, right, good. One way of blocking the hook. Another way, take some power off, kind of riding the punch. We've been talking about that too. So I throw the hook, he rides with it. Bang, good. So this one, he's kind of shifting his weight a little bit to his right. He still has weight on his back leg. He's nice and centered, nice and balanced. Good position for other things. Both hands are in good position. Still has his eyes on me. Bang, tightens up his body at the right time. Body becomes a shield, right? So when I hit his arms, everything is strong. You strengthen your body in boxing too, doing a lot of exercises and running through a lot of these drills, punching and blocking. You'll be surprised how strong your body can build up. So at the right time, bang, you tighten up your body, it becomes a shield. Even if I hit his arm or his shoulder, bang, it goes with it, takes some steam off as well. A lot of it is just a split second timing, not being at that strongest point of the punch, just shifting with it. Bang, sitting into it. Bang, sit into it now. Bang, right, he's just turning with it. Bang, sitting into it. Bang, it's a good timing thing, just not be at the strongest point of the punch. So that's a great way, couple great ways of stopping a hook, left-hander for left-hander. So, we're going to put the punches together a little bit now. You're going to see Josh in a good boxing stance, left-hander for left-hander. If I throw a 1-2 hook at him, it's going to look something like this. Bang, bang, bang. Those are good ways of catching it. He's riding the punches. Stop it, ride it. Good, shifting his weight quick. Pop, pop, pop. Right there, good. Keeps himself always in good position to make other moves if he needs to. Bang, bang, bang. Good. So, blocking punches is very pivotal, super important. You can't think that you're going to be able to make every punch miss. It's not realistic to think that you're going to be able to dodge every punch or move around the ring from every punch, because that's exhausting, although it is important. So there will come a time in every fight that you will have to stand your ground and block. It is an art though. You have to learn how to not meet that punch right at the strongest point. Avoid that as much as you can. It's very important, and like Coach Stan always told me, hands up will save you. And I learned so much from being around him. He always focused so much on the fundamentals. So this, in particular, when I'm talking about blocking punches, I think about him an awful lot. He always preached that around the gym. So thank you, Coach Stan.